So there was a grandmother driving down Route 24 here in Massachusetts, and she was speeding. And the state police officer pulled her car over. And after getting her registration and license, he said, he gave her a ticket for $200, and she looked at the officer and she said, "Sir, don't you give warnings anymore?" And he smiled and returned her license and registration and said, "Ma'am, yes, we do. They are posted all up and down the roadway on both sides. They are called speed limit signs." So the responsorial psalm today is beautiful. It's about loving the law of the Lord. We don't often speak about, "I love the law," especially that grandmother. "O Lord, those who love your law have great peace," Psalm 119. Or, "The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul." Or, "Your law is my delight." Or, "Let my soul praise you, and may your ordinances help me." Spend a little time traveling abroad, and the absence of the observance of the law and the enforcement of it can be shocking. I would never try driving a car in the city of Lima, Peru. You can't believe what bedlam exists there. Or even in Kerala. No apologies to our brothers, because their laws are very different, and the obedience to the laws is very different from our measures. G.K. Chesterton, the great Catholic convert, the apostle of common sense, used a great image for the law of God and how the church is and God is a friend and a guide and protector. He said, once there was a small village that lived on a mesa, a flat, rich piece of land high atop a mount that jutted up from the surrounding sea and the rocks. And on all sides of this mesa were sheer cliffs. Should anyone fall off the edge, they were doomed to death, either by drowning or by being crushed on the rocks below. The villagers had two different responses to living on this mesa. Some were carefree and playful and ignored the danger of falling off the edge. Many young people and foolhardy others fell off and came to a sad end. The second response of the people was to gather in the center of the mesa and cling to each other for fear for their lives. These people lived stressful and anxious lives. One day, a young woman suggested that they build a fence around the edge of the mesa. This would allow children and others to run and walk and to play freely without danger of falling off the edge. And it also relieved the stress and fear of those who tended to cling in terror and live impoverished lives. All who lived on the mesa were protected by the fence and were free to go about their lives in freedom and in peace. Such is the law of God for each one of us, for our families. It's called orthodoxy. It's what guides us and protects us as we make our way through life. It's not to restrict us, it's to liberate us, to act freely and to live freely as sons and daughters of God in the family of God.